Ring the Bell TV, it's your boy Dan the Man. Bivol versus Ramirez just went down. I've got to be honest, I'm a bit disappointed in Ramirez. I really thought Ramirez was going to bring that Mexican style to Bivol and give it a real go, really make Bivol uncomfortable in there. But you got to give it to the boy Bivol, man. He's a surgeon. He's a master technician. And the last thing you want to do with a surgical fighter like Bivol is give him time to think. Is give him time to find their rhythm, pick all the tools they want to use against you, and go to work. And I thought Ramirez, he had the size to impose himself against Bivol. The one thing Canelo lacked against Bivol was the size. Because Canelo was trying to put pressure on Bivol, but he didn't have the size to impose himself against Bivol. Where I thought Ramirez, being the bigger man, he had the size. But somehow he wanted to have a boxing fight with Bivol. Look, there's a reason why Derek Chisora done better against Usyk than AJ did. And that's because Chisora understood that this guy is a better fighter than me. He's got a better boxing IQ than me. I can't afford to get in a boxing fight with this guy. So he just threw caution to the wind and went after Usyk. And master technicians, that's the last thing they want. They don't want to get into a fight. They want you to give them time to think. Like I said, pick their tools. It's like a surgeon, right? When a surgeon is performing an operation, he don't want people rushing him. Like, hurry up. Hey, no. He wants people to be quiet. Just give him the tools when he asks for it and let him go to work. Because if you pressure him, that's when he's more likely to make mistakes. And that's the same thing with boxers who are master technicians. They're surgeons. They don't want you to rush them. They want you to give them time to think. To think about their next move. They think about their next move before they even throw a punch. Now, if you don't allow them to do that, that's how you get them out their rhythm and you make them, that's when they're more likely to make mistakes. But Ramirez, I really didn't think he was going to try to box with Bivol. It was a big mistake. I mean, watching this fight, you wouldn't know that Ramirez had a longer reach than Bivol. I don't understand the tactics. I really thought Ramirez was just going to go in there and put stupid pressure on Bivol. I mean, don't get it twisted. You can put the pressure and still lose against a master technician, but you give yourself a better chance. Because you're not going to outthink them. You're not going to outbox them. So you'd rather, look, going back to the Chisora-Usyk fight, right? Usyk didn't get the better of Chisora until Chisora started slowing down, until he started gassing up. And that's the one thing about fighting master technicians as well. Your tank engine has to be solid. Because you have to be able to put that pressure on for 12 rounds, unless you get them out of there. Because they will stay composed to a certain extent. They might not be able to, think like they want to think, but They will wait for that time when you slow down for them to then take over and find their rhythm. So you give yourself a better chance by just not giving them time to think. Because you give them time to think, yeah, they will perform an operation on you like a surgeon, like that. And that's the mistake Ramirez make. And that's the mistake that a lot of fighters make when they're fighting these master technicians. If you give them time to think, they will outthink you and outbox you. That is just what it is. Ramirez had the size, he had the punching power to really make it uncomfortable against Bivol in there. But you got to give it to the boy Bivol. What a fighter. What a fighter. I mean, the guy's footwork, his ability to, he knows, he's like 5 steps ahead of you. He knows exactly where he's going to be after he throws his combinations. He doesn't waste no punches. And he's actually a nightmare for a counter-puncher. That's what I'm saying. With guys like Bivol and the Usyks of this world, you just got to make them uncomfortable and give them no time to think. Because even if you're a counter-puncher, they will still outsmart you because they know exactly, if they have time to think, they know exactly where they need to be after they throw their combination. So by the time you're trying to counter-punch, they're not even there no more. They're gone. Because they've got time to, they already thought about what you're going to do before you did it. Because you gave them time to think. But Bivol's a problem. He's a problem. And what's next for him? I think he should, go for the unification fight against Beterbiev. What a fight that would be. What a fight. Beterbiev, the knockout artist, if he touches you, you will know about it. And I don't think he's going to get into a boxing fight with Bivol. I think Beterbiev will go in there and try and take him out, try and get him out of there. I don't think Beterbiev will go in there and try and negotiate his way into a 12-round bout against a master technician like the Bivol is. That'll be an interesting fight. I really want to see that next. I know Canelo wants his rematch, but I just don't think Canelo, even though Canelo's a pressure fighter, I just don't think Canelo has the size to really impose himself against Bivol. Because with one thing about Bivol, this is what one thing I like about Bivol as well is, even though he's a master technician, he doesn't mind the fight. And Bivol has some pop. People think Bivol, you look at his record and you think he might not have power like that. But I think Bivol's got some pop. But the thing is, I don't think he fights to get the knockout. It's just like Mayweather. Mayweather got to the point where he stopped fighting. People thought Mayweather had no power, but you look at his earlier fights early in his career, he was getting knockouts. He was putting guys out of it. But he got to the point where that wasn't so important for him no more. He solely became about the science of hit and not get hit. Getting a knockout wasn't his objective. And I think Bivol's at that stage now where getting a knockout is not his objective. He wants to put in a masterclass. He wants to go in there like a surgeon and operate on his opponent. And I know to the casuals that might not be what they want to see. People, you always hear this. Oh, people want to see knockouts. Nah, people want to see a good fight. And Bivol, what I like about him, like I said, he gives you both. He can get in there and squabble, but when he knows exactly it's going to be in his favor. But he can also just fight from a distance and dissect you, like that. And so I don't see Canelo beating him. I really don't. And I think the only guy that can really do something to Bivol is Better BF. So I really don't want to see that Canelo rematch at the moment. I want Bivol to go into that unification bout with Better BF, which is going to be, ooh, I really look forward to that. But anyways, congratulations, Bivol. He's a problem, mate. He's a effing problem. And yeah, congrats. Hope he gets that. We get to see that unification bout next. And it was an interesting fight. It was a decent fight, you know. It wasn't an exciting fight, should we say? Because listen, when you're in there with a master technician, they can make it look easy. Ramirez ain't no slouch, but he let Bivol fight Bivol's fight, and Bivol done what he done. You know, he dissected him. He made it look easy. Anyway, congrats, Bivol. And yeah, it's been your boy Dan the Man, Ring the Bell TV. I know it's been a minute, I ain't posted nothing, but yeah, I had a little hiatus, a little break, but we back like we never left. So please, guys, to our loyal supporters, press that like button. And for you that's watching, for you guys who's watching for the first time, please press that subscribe button and help your boy grow the channel, like I always say. And yeah. Like, share, subscribe. You know the role. Anyways, salute.